just as we predicted. This is Bittensor's TAO's price action since yesterday. We were around this point in time here, and we've charted out three different scenarios for Bittensor TAO: a bullish, neutral, and a bearish scenario. And look at where we are, just at the upper bound of our bullish zone. Do you want to know how we predicted these different zones? Welcome to the Price Detector. Thanks again for joining. This is Joseph. We've got a very exciting announcement for you guys in the next few weeks. We're going to be offering a pilot free trial access to our PD levels across different charts. We will initially be including Bitcoin, Solana, Bittensor, TAO, Caspa, and Cubic. Other charts are in the work as we speak. Do you want to know how we predicted these different zones? They're not just random squares on a screen. These zones are marked according to our revolutionary PD levels. These are the PD levels, these lines here in different weights and thicknesses. So let's have a look at where Bittensor TAO can go to in the next 24 hours. Before we do that, before you have a look at any altcoin, you need to identify and analyze where Bitcoin is going first. Is it going up, is it going sideways, or is it going down? Before we do that, let's review how our price predictions came into fruition. And just as we thought, even a bit more bullish than our predictions and charted zones yesterday. An hour ago, we just broke above our upper bound of our predicted bullish zone for Bitcoin. It even hit our upper PD level here around the 63,340 mark. If we manage to break above the 63,340 mark, we really have very minimal resistance up until the 64,600 mark, and even if we break above that, we can reach up until the 67 mark with very few buy pressure, with very light. We can go and tackle the first immediate serious collection of PD resistance up around the 68,200 to 68,300 mark. Before these immediate resistances, before that mid to long term resistance, we've got other PD resistance to worry about at the 63,340, 64,600, 65,562, and at the 67,500 mark. We are looking very strong from a support perspective. We managed to overcome barrage levels of support, which we have a very strong basis for. We have some kind of a PD gap between the 56,000 mark and at the 52,400 mark. If support is lost all across these different barrages of support, and we support at the 57,700 mark, expect price to go down to the 56,000 mark and even down to the 52,400 mark. We still have very solid support between the 52 and 50,000 mark, and that's for the mid to long term view of Bitcoin. So let's have a look at what tomorrow is holding for Bitcoin. Let's try and predict where price could be going. First of all, let's see from always start with a bear case, guys, a worst case. So let's see where a bear case is for tomorrow's price action from a bearish perspective. So we have quite a barrage of support here between the 59 and 60,000 mark. This could be a decent support level. So let's do it at the same time as today. So this is from a bearish perspective where we could be looking at. We could go even a bit higher to this area here. Let's have a look. If price consolidates and goes nowhere, so we have quite a level of support. We can go even a bit above. If price continues to consolidate, we could see price be in between these levels, these zones. Let's color code this to green. So all of these zones, I'm trying to abide them with the PD level analysis. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the collection of PD levels and where could price be limited to in terms of price action. So let's mark this as where we looked at this today so that we can review tomorrow. All right, these are the new PD zones that we're looking at for Bitcoin's price action for tomorrow. And I've just marked this current time and date. So we're looking at 24 hours from now. And let's see how it goes. So again, just to summarize for you guys, we're looking at price for a bearish case. We're looking at price between the 60,000 and 61,300 mark. For a consolidating neutral case, we're looking at prices between the 61,788 and the 63,500 mark. And for a bullish case, we're looking at prices for Bitcoin between the 64,000 and the 65,500 mark. So let's review this tomorrow. Now, since we had a look at Bitcoin, we can go ahead and analyze Bittensor. From a bearish case, I think price can stay bounded between these areas. And from a bullish case, I think prices can jump up to the somewhere between here, above the 63,000. And this is how we might look. Let's mark this current point in time so that we can review tomorrow. To summarize for Bittensor, tomorrow's price action for a neutral case that's consolidating, we're looking at prices between the 588.9 and the 621.9 mark. And for a bullish case, we're looking at prices between the 634.4 and the 692.5. Look at how I'm trying to respect the PD levels in my analysis. And that's how I am able to successfully and consistently predict the different price ranges for any altcoin, including Bitcoin. If you remember yesterday, I was saying that my current position in TAO is that I have $6,000 invested and I've got an accumulation of 10.227 TAO, the PD level trading that I have been showing you. And let's see how much profit I have at hand. My average price, as I've shown you, at the 587. So let's see how much profit that is. 6.2%. That's $372 in 3 days. Imagine that. Imagine rinsing and repeating, rinsing and repeating. What's so great about PD level trading is that there is no need for any buy alert or sell alert. Whenever you're in a market and you see price at a certain level, you just come in. And before that, remember, you need to analyze Bitcoin first and Bitcoin's price action in order to see where Bitcoin is potentially headed. So we just identified that according to the latest analysis. Once you've done that, you go back to your altcoin and you look at price where it is currently, and you just add in your buy prices at levels just above PD levels, and you're golden. Whenever you do that, and since PD levels are charted in a way that's inherent to the whole price history of a certain chart and how price action evolves, these levels act as some kind of trampolines for prices and limits and boundaries for prices to evolve within. If a certain PD level is not overcome, it breaks down and it goes to the next PD level. And this is how price structure is. These PD levels are not arbitrary. They've been charted using advanced institutional grade charting methods that dates back to the first day of price action of this specific chart. Let's see if tomorrow's price levels are hit and whether we go on a bullish trend, a neutral consolidating trend, or if we go onto a bearish trend for Bittensor TAO. This was all for today. Thanks again for joining. This is Joseph from the Press Detector. We'll see you soon. Don't forget to drop us a like for successfully predicting price action for Bittensor TAO. Subscribe to the channel. This was Joseph from the Press Detector. Thanks again for joining. We'll see you soon. We've got a very exciting announcement for you guys in the next few weeks. We're going to be offering a pilot free trial access to our PD levels across different charts. We will initially be including Bitcoin, Solana, Bittensor, TAO, Caspa, and Cubic. Other charts are in the work as we speak. If you found any information in the video helpful and beneficial, drop us a like, subscribe to the channel, keep an eye again on the free trial announcement. Make sure you're following us on YouTube, X, Twitter, and Telegram. This was Joseph from the Press Detector. We'll see you again.